Student, this is the last video from the chapter solid state, and here we'll discuss electrical magnetic properties of solid. Now first let us discuss what is electrical properties. Depending upon the conductivity of solids, so they are classified as conductors, insulators, semiconductors, conductor. They have very high conductivity of range 10 to the power 4 to 10 to the power minus 7 10 to the power 7 ohm inverse meter inverse. Insulator, they will have low conductivity, very low conductivity of 10 to the power minus 10 to 10 to the power minus 20 my ohm inverse meter inverse. Semiconductor will have the conductivity intermediate between the two of order 10 to the power minus 6 to 10 to the power minus 7. Now their conductivity can be explained by many theory, but one of the theory that we are going to discuss today is band theory. Now, so all the solids have characteristic band structure. So it consists of valence band, highest filled band, or conduction band, lowest empty or unoccupied band, and energy gap or forbidden zone or energy barrier. So let us see what is this valence band and conduction band. So if you see the electronic configuration for lithium atom, metal, so its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s1, then 2p0, 3s0, right? Now this is the valence orbital, or this is the orbital with the valence electron, last electron, and this is your first orbital with empty, and this is first unoccupied orbital. So now, so this number of this lithium atom atomic orbitals will form molecular orbitals, large number of molecular orbitals, and that will have energy very close to each other, that they form a band. And this will form a conduction valence band, the last with last electron or valence electron, and the one with no electron, first orbital with no electron, will form conduction band, and the gap between the two band is what called energy barrier or a forbidden zone. So now when this valence band is either partially filled or it is overlapping with the conduction band, then the electron from valence band can easily move to the conduction band. So for this region, this conductor will have very high conductivity. Now insulator, now there will be a large gap between valence band and conduction band, so the energy barrier will, or the forbidden zone, will be very high. So because of that, very few or no electron can jump or overcome this cross this barrier and go to the conduction band. So for that reason they will have very low conductivity. For semiconductor, the band the gap between the two will be less. So for that region, so few electrons can easily jump to the conduction band, and they have the low conductivity compared to that of conductors. Now the conductivity of semiconductors can be increased by increasing the temperature. So because of that, what will happen, the electron, after increasing the temperature, more electron can jump from valence band to conduction band. So such type of solid, what we called is intrinsic solid. And again the semiconductor, the conductivity can also increase by doping. Now what is doping? So when your this solid is doped or is added, some can be increased by adding some appropriate amount of impurity. Such semiconductor is then called semiconductors. Now there are two type of extrinsic semiconductor. One is N type and another one is P type. Now N type is the one when the semiconductor like silicon, germanium, it belong to group 14, is doped with group 15 element. Group 15 element like phosphorus, arsenic. Now on doing this, what happen? This dopant, silicon, it tetravalency, so silicon, it will form covalent bond with neighboring 4 silicon atom. So by using all its 4 valence electron. Now when you dope this with phosphorus, this dopant like phosphorus will occupy some of the position of silicon. So phosphorus, it belong to group 15, it will have 5 electron, right? So 4 electron it used to form covalent bond. So that means it will be left with 1 electron, and that electron will remain free to move. And because of this free electron, now the conductivity of the semiconductor increases, and the type is called n-type, because here the conductivity is because of the electron which carry negative charge. So this n stand for negative, and its result from the movement or migrations of electron. So example ma, so when silicon doped with phosphorus. Now next is p-type semiconductor. Here again silicon, your semiconductor which belong to group 14 is doped with group 13 element. Group 13 element like your boron, aluminium. Now what will happen? Same thing happen. So this dopant will replace some of the position of your silicon, right? So boron, so silicon, 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 silicon. Now, so it have how many electrons? It belong to group 13, it will have only 3 electrons. So 3 electron it will use to form covalent bond with the neighboring one, and your bond ma ke huncha? So one position, no, one of the position of 4th electron will remain vacant, and here there will be a creation of a hole, right? Now let us consider these as hole. Okay, now under the application of electric field, what will happen? Your electron which carry negative charge will move toward the positively charged plate, right? So now this electron will move here. So यो कहाँ जान्छ? यहाँ आउँछ, यहाँ के रहन्छ? यो hole, हैन? Now again this electron will move to this hole. Now electron will come here, here will remain a hole. Now what is happening? Your electron is migrating towards positive charge, but it appears that like your hole is पहिला यहाँ थियो and it is moving to this side, and this hole is moving, right? It look like that your hole is migrating from negative to positive to negative, or it is moving toward the negatively charged plate. So it behaves like a positive charge. So this type of semiconductor is called p-type semiconductor, where p stands for positive, and the conductivity is because of the movement of this, it appears like movement of the positive holes. Example ma आउँछ तिमीहरुको यो silicon doped with boron. So n-type, the conductivity is because of your electron. P-type, the conductivity is because of the hole. So when group 15 doped with group 14 doped with group 15, you will get n-type. When group 14 doped with group 13, we will get p-type semiconductor. Now next, the applications of semiconductor, n-type, p-type conductor. So diode, so it is used in making diode. So and this diode is combination of n-type, p-type semiconductor, and this is used as a rectifier. So it is again used to make NPN type or PNP type of transistor, so which detect or amplify radio or audio signals. Photodiode, so it convert your light energy into electrical energy, and it is usually used in solar cell. Then next we are will be talking about group 13, 15 compounds. So group 14 and group 15 compound, what is this? So this is your n-type semiconductor. Group 14, 13, this is your p-type semiconductor. Similarly, we'll have some combination of element from different group like 13, 15. So okay, it's combination of group 13 element and group 15 element like indium, antimony, aluminum, phosphorus, etc. This is in a 12 and 16 compound means combination of element from group 12 and 16, just as zinc sulfide, cadmium sulfide, etc. So next we'll be talking about the magnetic field of the metal. So now every substance have some magnetic properties, right, associated with them, and that properties is because of the electron. Why? Electron behave behave like a tiny magnet. Why? Because it have charge, it revolve around the nucleus. At the same, it will spin along it around its own axis. So because of two motions revolving around the nucleus, rotating along its own axis, give rise to magnetic moment. Right? To magnetic moment. So त्यो spin magnetic moment and orbital magnetic moment. So that means so all your electrons will behave like a tiny So on the basis of their magnetic property, so they are classified as paramagnetic, diamagnetic, ferro, antiferro, ferrimagnetic substances. So first we'll be talking about paramagnetic. So this paramagnetic is usually weakly attracted to a magnetic field due to presence of one or more unpaired electrons. So we have done this oxygen, we have studied that oxygen is paramagnetic in nature, so according to molecular orbital theory. So when you draw the energy label diagram for this oxygen, you will see some unpaired electron in pi anti bonding orbitals. So unpaired electron means so they are paramagnetic in nature and they are weakly attracted by a magnetic field. So next is diamagnetic substance. So these are weakly repelled by the magnetic field and they contain no unpaired electrons, or they contain all paired electrons. So for example NaCl, water, etc. they are diamagnetic substances. Next is ferromagnetic substances. Now these ferromagnetic substances are strongly attracted by the external magnetic field. So they behave as a magnet, so even when your magnetic field is removed. Okay, now the reason is, so all this metal ion, the domain means the group of metal ion. So let's say a group of metal ion in small region. So they have the magnetic moment, and if that magnetic moment, in absence of magnetic moment, this domain will orient randomly in all the directions, so having net magnetic moment as 0. But when electric field is applied, all the domain will align along the directions of your applied magnetic field. So because of that, strong magnetic effect will be produced. So for that reason they are strongly attracted by the magnetic field, same direction, and they will attract. Now so even the magnetic field is removed, for a certain period of time the spin will remain like this. So because of that, even after the removal of this magnetic field, so they behave like a permanent magnet. So example ma, so we have iron, cobalt, chromium oxide, etc. Now next is ferrimagnetic substances. Here the domain will align parallel, anti-parallel to the magnetic field in equal number. So because of that, what will happen? So same number, so equal number ma, so 3 3 3. So all will have magnetic moment. So suppose 2 2 2 cha, so plus 2 minus 2 plus 2 minus 2, what will happen? The net result or the net magnetic moment kati huncha? 0 huncha. So such type we called antiferromagnetic substance, and the example ma cha manganese oxide. Now next is ferrimagnetic substance. यहाँ के हुन्छ? Again your magnetic your moment of your domain will align in a parallel, anti-parallel with the applied magnetic field, but in unequal number. यहाँ equal number थियो, net भयो 0, cancel भएर. यता unequal छ, net 0 हुँदैन भयो. So it will have some magnetic moment. So the example ma cha timarko like this ferrite Fe3O4 magnetite छ, then this ferrite magnetite. So now यिनीहरूको के हुन्छ भन्दाखेरि, so this ferromagnetic substance on heating will lose its ferromagnetic properties and it will now convert to paramagnetic property. It will show paramagnetic property. Why? Because of the randomization of the spin. So this is all for solid state. Hope you study well. Okay, thank you.